frustration is building. Because Andy Brown, you go uptown with Tone Felix. See, what you fail to realize is, I've been in WWN for over a year, and I've yet to suffer a singles defeat. And I refuse to let that happen tonight. You think you uptown? Well, my Shidori kick will knock you down. When that being said, your pain will be my peace.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ambassador of the World Wrestling Network, Trevin Adams, joined by the one and only Alyssa Marino representing Let's Get Serial, and it is time for WWN Proving Ground.
WWN Proving Ground, such a place for everyone from up-and-comers to seasoned competitors to really showcase their skills and collide here as part of WWN. And we're looking at someone who is, as of now, undefeated in singles competition.
And like you said, Alyssa, you want to talk about somebody with a hell of a lot of experience coming in here to WWN Proving Ground, Andy Brown, a man to be reckoned with.
A man to be reckoned with, someone who's competed on the West Coast for PWG, someone who has recently made a debut for New Japan Strong. But I think that you have someone that is so incredibly ambitious in Tone Felix that I could give Andy Brown a run for his money tonight at Proving Ground.
Yeah, definitely going to be a very difficult challenge here for Tone Felix. Just 1 week ago here.
Andy Brown, though, already firing on all cylinders from these interactions with the audience.
Indeed, WWN faithful. Better be careful you don't want to poke the bear when it comes to Andy Brown. But indeed, it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle for Tone Felix. Just 1 week ago here on Proving Ground, teaming with Rafael Delgado in a losing effort against Andy Brown and Blake Banks. Of course, Blake Banks has been auditioning to join Next Level, and Andy Brown, of course, representing Next Level. Huge opportunity for Tone Felix here tonight, and obviously a huge opportunity for Andy Brown to regulate as well.
Andy Brown, such an absolute killjoy, just trying to suck all the life and the wind out of the sails of Tone Felix early on. And that's a way to drive the breath out of the lungs. It's caving in the chest as well.
And counter there by Tone Felix, and Andy Brown opened this match up by making fun of the fact that Tone Felix happens to like anime, and well, instead finding out the hard way. Here's what could happen. What an elbow.
Now, on the apron, drive absolute force, returning the favor to the chest of Andy Brown.
That's it, and Tone is not slowing down. Two boots coming up and over here. You can see the speed on display and already into a pin. Emphatic kick out, though, by Andy Brown. And you notice Andy, very smart, getting outside of the ring, creating some separation.
I mean, Andy Brown is a wise competitor. He's a seasoned competitor.
Ooh.
And he is a wily competitor at that, Trevin.
Yeah, what a smart move there, pulling out the apron, tripping up Tone Felix. You see our official Gina Monty obviously concerned about Tone, but I definitely think this offensive of Tone Felix has been slowed down, and what a forearm.
There is something just so absolutely devastating about the chops, the strikes, the hard-hitting style of Uptown Andy Brown.
Yeah, and look at Andy smartly getting out of the way as Tone was trying to just swing wildly there, and it just shows, oh, what a shot. Just shows the veteran instinct of Andy Brown.
truly is. This is someone that has really cut his teeth on the West Coast scene and really made a name for himself out there in Uptown Andy Brown, but really has brought his unapologetic, in-your-face, brawling style to Proving Ground.
And Andy Brown clearly not afraid to incite the WWN faithful as Tone Felix starts to fight back to his feet. Ooh, and that forearm just says no.
He's doing everything in his power to put down Tone Felix, but Felix still has some fight within him. Oh no, now taking off his feet. Ooh.
Now the pin. The 2 count only. And is that a little frustration I see on the face of Mr. Brown?
Something, a rarity, and I don't know if Andy Brown's more frustrated with Tone Felix kicking out or with the audience still haranguing him outside the ring. Maybe a little of both.
You do hear WWN faithful trying to get behind Tone Felix, trying to help will Tone back to his feet here, and looks like Tone's up. Chin breaker. Yeah, but you notice. Oh, wait. Takedown. And the pin.
Back cover.
But Andy Brown with an immediate answer.
Uptown Andy Brown, though, now. Oh, swept up once more by Tone Felix.
Definitely some urgency in the offense of Tone Felix. Crossbody, though, caught by Brown, and what a Uranagi. Followed by Senton.
Extra emphasis for good measure, and now the cover to end it. Not quite.
2 count only, but for sure, damage was done. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, Alyssa, this has been an incredibly impressive showing by Andy Brown, who I think Andy Brown might be used to having a woman put him in his place. What do you think?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that. I mean, Andy Brown faces all types of opponents and all sorts of interactions within the ring, but certainly stands his ground here at Proving Ground. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone that can actually put Andy Brown in his place.
What's Andy gonna do here?
Going through looking for concussion on delivery.
Yeah, but clearly Brown waited far too long to come rolling in there to take down Tone Felix, and Tone had the scout, knew what was coming from Andy, and now here comes Tone Felix. Springboard Superman punch. And another forearm. Uptown's in trouble.
Not a place there Uptown Andy Brown is used to being the sexy time murderer on the receiving end of some brute offense.
Yeah, into the pin here. 2 count only, but things have definitely changed the complexion of this matchup. Brown suddenly finding himself in a lot of trouble, and Tone now needs to show that killer instinct.
Well, Tone had seen that undefeated single streak slipping out of his grasp, and now staring daggers at Uptown Andy Brown.
Andy Brown showing man with a plan here. Beautiful suplex, just stopping any forward momentum for Tone Felix.
Andy Brown's sights still laser focused on Tone Felix. What's it going to take? How can he put him down? Is it time to finish him?
Yeah, but that's it. Brown gave too much time there. The high knee taking down Brown. Pinfall. Oh, but somehow Andy Brown gets that shoulder up. So impressive.
When you think about just the amount of callous, the amount of battles that Andy Brown has been through, and the fact that he still has his wits about him in this matchup is really something to be said. But now Tone Felix up on the top.
Yeah, but saw Andy move and tried the enziguri, but what a knee rocking Tone Felix.
FYF to the dome. Andy Brown thoroughly impressed with himself.
Ace Crusher connects. Tone's in trouble here. What's Brown gonna do next?
And a finish him.
Does connect, pin. Andy Brown wins.
As we said, there is really no bigger fan of Uptown Andy Brown than Uptown Andy Brown. He's thoroughly impressed with this victory tonight at Proving Ground, and I think the extra icing on the cake is the fact that he ended the undefeated WWN streak of Tone Felix.
Yeah, definitely a great showing by Tone Felix, but I'm telling you right now, world-class athlete Andy Brown, you just saw what Uptown can do, and Lucky for us, you're about to hear what's on the mind of Uptown Andy Brown, and Michael James ever gets the guts to get into the ring.
Someone has the guts to give Andy Brown a live mic.
Andy Brown victorious again tonight on Proving Ground. Who or what do you have your eyes set on next? Who do you have your eyes set on next? Shut up! You guys want to know what I got next?
WWN faithful getting to Andy Brown.
You know, Andy Brown, though, he's a man of few words. He speaks with his fists. I think that's what it was. But hey, at the end of the day, at least he didn't make any new friends either.